Welcome to this episode of Kelly's Reality. Today, I am super excited to have Gabriela Isler. She is joining us all the way from Venezuela today, and she was crowned Miss Universe 2013. And if you haven't seen her crowning moment video on YouTube, you need to check it out. It's just so down to earth and unexpected, and I absolutely love it. So thank you so much for joining me today and having a chat about a couple things.
No, it's my pleasure, Kelly. So thank you for having me. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my story, to share my truth, to share, I don't know, maybe beauty tips, who knows? But with your audience, I love because I was checking, as I mentioned, on your social media, and I love that you always share the reality. It's like, this is not always my face every day. So
yeah,
with makeup on, and thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Of course. Yeah. And I think that's something, to me, the real side of social media that I talk about a lot, especially as a therapist with my clients. It comes up all the time. And I'm the first one to say, I love a good photo. I love good makeup and good hair. But, 99% of the time, I'm a mom of 2 little kids. So I don't look all dolled up. And most of the time, I don't have makeup. And interestingly, there has been a lot of studies done that show a link between especially social media use and anxiety, depression, feeling loneliness, even self-harm. So I wonder for you, do you personally limit your exposure on social media so you don't fall into that trap of comparing yourself?
Well, actually, all my career, like in beauty pageants began, it was 2012, 2013, it was the beginning of like literally social media movement.
Yeah.
I remember that I created my first Instagram account, my Twitter. So I literally start step by step, like knowing the community, knowing how, not knowing, actually it was trying and making actually like kind of like experiments. I'm going to show my freckles and I'm going to show myself in high heels to see, because at the end of the day, we try to find shared point of interest, so we can match something that we love and we feel passionate about it with our community. But sometimes I feel that I have a lot of dark eyes.
I
hate it, and I'm not always like dressed up and with my makeup on. So people start knowing me from the beginning as a normal girl, because I usually show myself as I am. Even though my mom doesn't like it, she's always like, listen, I saw your pictures on Instagram. People maybe will believe that you're sick. They're not, that you're not healthy because you look like, like, I don't know, your face is not fresh. And I always like say, mommy, this is me. And sometimes I want to share like the best of myself, but sometimes maybe it's not my best day. And we need to share as well our reality. So I'm glad to say that since the beginning of social media, I'm trying to show myself as I am. But as you mentioned also in your videos, we also have another life. I'm a model, I'm a former Miss Universe, I'm a Miss Venezuela National Director. So I'm usually on the go and, I don't know, photo shootings, stage and working. So it's a huge production behind always.
Of course.
And I have a lot of friends that want to make me pictures. But this quarantine time, I think it was a kind of like a break for a lot of us to give us the permission to, like just share who you are. And I'm feeling happy and confident because I think people have the chance to know my 2 versions, like the real me and the produced Gabriela.
Right. Yes. And they're both you, it just depends on how much effort you or your team puts in every day on hair and makeup. And I love that, like you said, you show the real side too, because, and I don't think people realize how much goes into some of these perfect photos. I didn't realize there was so many apps available to Photoshop your face and make you thinner. And, you can fix anything on these apps. And I had no idea. I just thought everyone looked that way and that was their everyday looks, but it's not.
No, it is not the reality. And you can download it. There's so many apps that are really good and they're free. But you think like, do you want to like squeeze your nose? Do you want to lift
Yeah.
your cheeks? Do you want to do this and that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, wow, like you literally can change your face.
Yeah.
So I'm not agree with that. I respect it if that makes somebody feels more confident or more, I don't know, comfortable with their own reality.
Uh-huh.
But I think the most beautiful thing is when you show yourself as who you are, because if somebody found you on the streets, can recognize you.
Yeah.
Oh, Gabby is Kelly. It
Yep.
would be not a disappointing moment like, wow, but she looks so different in pictures. She's not the
Yep.
same.
Uh-huh.
I'm 32 years old right now, and I always joke with my husband, it's like, wow, I have a white hair here, and I panic. Or I have some line of expressions line, and I was like, I need some buttocks. But it's something that you can do to prevent, maybe,
Mhm.
but at the end of the day, that doesn't change who you are.
Yeah.
So I applaud for those who show themselves, because you need to be brave to do it.
Yeah, it is a brave thing.
Mhm.
Because it's very vulnerable. That's the raw, real you,
Ooh.
without. And again, I'm a huge fan. I love makeup. I have great friends who do my makeup and hair and pick out clothes for me. But I also love too, like you said, just some days you don't feel like doing that, and that's more than not. And sharing that on social media and making it a little bit more real. It doesn't have to be, oh, this is what I look like first thing in the morning with wild hair. If you don't want to share that, you don't have to. But I love that there is a trend to show more real life versus Photoshop fantasy.
And thinking from the beauty pageant perspective, I think the evolution of the pageant is notorious. They're not just looking for a woman who is beautiful, who is confident. They're looking for a woman that actually have criteria, somebody that love herself as they are, somebody that have a voice and they want to speak out. They show the girls in so many different aspects, and you realize that being powerful today is the key to be powerful today is just being confident of who you are.
Yes.
And there is no beauty that you can have that can compare with the confidence that you can share with others.
Yes.
Because you can be beautiful, your pictures can be amazing, you can have a glam team with you every day, traveling with you to all places.
Yeah.
But if you don't have that beauty that comes within your soul and your heart, and you feel it, there is not transcendent. And you see it on the beauty pageants right now.
Do you? Yep. And I think you're so right. I work with a lot of young women, and they will sometimes talk about a celebrity or bring in pictures of how they wish they looked. And I said, you really, you can really fix anything in theory, but you really have to, like you said, beauty does come from within. You can put yourself in the fanciest clothes and have the best makeup team, but like you said, if you're not feeling it, that's what you have to work on first, because no matter what you look like, you're still the same inside. So I think that's so important to do that. Now, were you always a confident person growing up, or did you have to work on that yourself?
No, not at all. Actually, Miss Venezuela was my first beauty pageant. There's so many girls here in my country that dream to become a Miss Venezuela one day. That was not my dream. Actually, I was very introverted person. I literally can be eating by myself at school, not speaking with anybody. Not because I was like, I don't know, like the word doesn't come to my mind right now. I was a nice person when I was young, but I was very shy and very, I don't know, not outgoing person. No. So at the age of 14, my mom's sister passed away because of a car accident, and my grandma was very sad. And she came one day and say, Gabby, there is this model agency that is looking for models. Do you want to try? And I was, listen, Grandma, if that will make you happy, I will try it for you. And I did it. And that makes my mom and my grandma like very happy. They find a weekly event to go, and like that kind of like stuff fulfill their heart and fulfill mine.
Yes.
So during the pass of the time, I was gaining confidence, but in modeling, actually, I found myself part of a group. I feel that okay, I'm tall, she's tall.
Mm-hmm.
There's not common here. I'm 5'11". It's
You're
usually,
tall like me. I'm five.
yeah.
So yep, I feel that.
So when I was in school, I was usually the tallest, the whitest, the girl with the freckles, the
Mm-hmm.
girl with the separated teeth before the orthodoncy. And I have so many like things I didn't like about myself. But when I get into modeling, I start realizing that, well, it's good to be different
Mm-hmm.
because I have a unique face.
Yeah.
I have a unique runway. I can do things that other girls cannot. And I found myself in that process of discovering who I was really at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I started gaining confidence. But I realized that being in pageants and beauty queens, first, I love my poker face in runway and modeling because it's like, I don't have to show my personality. Was like me being the same introverted girl,
Yeah.
but doing a runway.
Uh-huh.
I felt powerful. But when I had the chance to jump in the beauty pageant industry, it was like, ooh, this is not the same. Now I have to open my heart. I have to open my ideas, my goals, because this is totally different.
Yes.
And I started discovering many insecurities, like many.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't feel comfortable with my freckles because people told me that made me look bad, that my face looked dirty. So many people told me that I was not enough extroverted and outgoing, that my personality was so down and so sad. I found many people that told me that my beauty doesn't fulfill the expectations of others, especially the beauty pageant fans. Well, like this, like many complaints about from people.
Oh my goodness.
And everything at some point pushed me very down and make me wow, literally I should be here. This is my place. What I have to learn from this. So I start of course, I ask for advisors. I get a coach. I get a psychologist. I got a lot of long conversations with my mom and with my boyfriend that now is my husband. And I finally started gaining my own strength. And it was like, okay, I'm not allowing these people going to my head and changing my goals. And I started, building the self-esteem, building the confidence, and building my own criteria. Because sometimes we believe that what others say is our truth, but that's not true.
No.
So no, I was never as confident as I am right now. But it's a long road that you have to have, that you have to be willing to walk.
Yes. Wow. And I love that you said through many people supported you through that, a therapist, your now husband. And it's so important to have people that do believe in you and build you up, as well as just building that from within. Because I love that you mentioned as well, you felt like you were trying to live other people's expectations of you, and you can never do that. You will always fall short. That's something that I'm really passionate about too, is, okay, what do I want? People will tell you what they expect of you or what they think you should do. It's very easy to tell someone else what to do, but it is so much more fulfilling and your purpose in life to figure out what it is you want. And I love that you mentioned that.
Yeah, I think that I realized that I was trying to please many people at the same time. But at the end of the day, when I was with myself in my bed, I was asking myself, listen, you're doing this for this person, for that reason. What are you doing for yourself? What if all of this is on your gaining process? I mean, what?
Yep.
So I started realizing that my expectations were more important than others. And as I mentioned, this is not an easy path, because as a person, especially Latinos, because we have moms that are very, I don't know, so strict, and you don't want to disappoint anybody. You feel bad. And I saw one of their videos that we share that thought, how to say no to something that you don't want, how to say no to someone that you love without feeling the guilt.
So hard.
So it's so hard. So for me, the most important part of my success in Miss Universe was when I realized as Miss Venezuela that it was my voice. It was my once in a lifetime opportunity, and I was not allowing anybody else getting into my head, getting into my heart at that time. It was my moment. It was my dream. It was my opportunity. And I felt sometimes a little bit selfish by the time I was competing, but I say no. Why?
Yep.
Why I have to feel so like bad?
Yeah.
I'm doing this for me, and I'm not hurting anybody in the process. So, but this is something that I actually have to repeat myself every day, because sometimes we do it for a situation, for a reason, at a moment, but sometimes we forget and we still go back to the same circle, like how can I say no to you?
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
And I always say life is so short too. We have such limited energy and time. And are you spending it with the people and on the things that are important to you? If not, it's really imperative that people figure out what it is what they want and live for that. So important.
Yeah, I always say that you need to find a group of people, friends or coworkers. I mean, it doesn't matter the area, the school, your university, your college, but you need to find a group of people that value who you are as who you are. Because if you try too hard and you push too hard to be part or get the acceptation or the validation of others that doesn't share your principles, your value, the way that you see life, your dreams. Maybe you do not share the same dreams, but you share the same expectations of life, to be successful, to work, to respect others. So if you try too hard to get into that circles that doesn't share your beliefs, you need to walk away.
Yes.
Find those people that actually will appreciate who you are and will respect who you are.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and it's so nice to surround yourself with positive people who believe in you and, like you said, accept you for who you are, because then you can be yourself and you don't have to pretend to be or do something that you're not. And it's the best feeling. It's a work in progress. It takes a long time, like you said, to find those people and also to be comfortable with saying, no, I don't want to do this, or I don't want to spend time with this person. And it's very, very difficult, especially if it's someone that you have a strong relationship or many years with. But with practice, you are proof, and I am proof too, that you can do it.
Yeah.
Now, switching to kind of the other side as well, the people who are not supportive of you, people who say mean comments, have you dealt with, whether it's on social media or in print or in person, people that didn't believe in you, that maybe said mean comments to you about your appearance or your intelligence or anything? How do you deal with mean, nasty people like that and comments?
I think I have like a master degree on that
Good
point. Because as a beauty pageant women, I mean, title holder, contestant, just being in the public eye, make things other that they have the right to say mean comments or to make some critics that they're thinking that they're doing those critics on the good way, but it's not. So I have two ways to see this. First, if I know the person, if that person is coming to me and say, "Hey, Gabby, you're doing this and this is not good. You can do it. You can do it better." Or I think you don't look pretty. I start the process. Okay, does this person have the criteria? Does it have the knowledge to talk about beauty? To talk about, I don't know, dresses? I mean, I try to identify if that people is actually talking about expertise team. If it is not, maybe it's my family. I usually listen, respect, and take whatever adds value to me. If I can change something, if I can do something better, I will do it if that people come to me with respect. But usually the 99% of the people who give you these mean comments doesn't show their face.
Yeah.
They're usually behind this computer, behind a cell phone, and they're kind of like yada, 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 and tell you all these bad things and mean comments. And I start checking, okay, let me check his profile, post. Or you are ugly and stupid, and I started looking the way that they write, like so many mistakes and bad spelling, and I was like, okay, this is not too smart. Or I mean, I just started to like processing from who I received this comment. If I can take it, good. When I see people that doesn't have education in the way that they express themselves, for me, the key is education. If I don't see education, I just discharge the comment because it comes from someone that doesn't have anything here to share, because we are a reflect of who we are. Everything that we say is a reflection of who we are. If I write you with hate and I don't know, a lot of hate, yes, that's in your heart. So I just say good luck, good bless you, and I will continue with my life and yours, because you have a lot to work here. You know, I actually never reply back, but people say, and actually one of my teachers from Miss Venezuela and Miss Universe say to me, there is many people that want to shine through your light. Don't allow others to shine through your light. Don't give them that permission. So shine because who you are, and share your light with others. And if you want to share a thought, a reflection, a quote about what is happening in your life right now, do it. But don't give them, that dark people, your light, because they do not deserve it. And it is totally correct. So nobody have the right to take your smile away. At least you give that right. So I'm very brave on that. It's like, not today, not with me.
I love that. Yeah, no one takes my light but me. I'm the one that gets to shine.
Yeah,
beautiful. That's
really selfish, but it's like, it's the way that I think that I protect myself from those people that live in the darkness and that live in hate. And it works so far.
Now, what do you do kind of behind the scenes to take care of yourself so you are in the best shape, I guess, physically, and also your mental health as well, whether it's getting ready to give a keynote speech or to do a pageant competition? How do you kind of have the energy, and where do you find that to be your best self?
I think that I usually allow myself to process things, thoughts. My husband say that one of my biggest challenge to overcome is my overthinking. I usually think a lot, but I think when I do it positively, it's super powerful. Because I remember that before competing to Miss Universe, I have my daily notes, and I wrote, I'm gonna be the new Miss Universe from my country, Venezuela. The 7th crown will be mine because I visualize myself doing this and that. And even though when I was like panicking, I switched my thoughts and was like, Gabby, this is for you. You have the power, you have the strength. When I have the final questions, I usually is like, okay, God, put your words in my mouth. Give me the strength to. I never say, please, I don't want to fall. No, I always say, keep me, focus, give me strength. I always try to switch those negative thoughts in something that give me focus and give me motivation and inspire myself to continue. Because if I stuck in what is giving me that anxiety, I will be there forever. So I need to help myself, and the way that I do is trying to switch. And if I cannot do it by myself, I reach out to somebody that usually is there to give me love, like my mom or my husband. And it's just you need to find that way to the positivity thoughts.
And I love your visualization exercise too, how you put down, I am going to win. That crown will be mine. And I think you're right. It's so easy to get stuck in the negative and you get stuck in that spiral and it just keeps going. But trying to focus on what is going right and visualizing good things. I tell that to my clients all the time. I try to do that myself as well. It's so powerful to do that.
Yes, it's very powerful, and I think it's not something that all the loved one that we have around share or maybe process in the same way. And it's very difficult when you have that thought of positivity and we're doing this, and you start to think, how can you be the cause or how can you be the effect? I can be the cause of your smile. I can be the cause of your happiness. I can be the cause of you shining more. But if I'm like allowing all the energy of others like drag me to the dark zone, I will be the effect of that negativity or the I don't know, the heavy energy that others may have. So I always try to realize, okay, Gabby, you want to be the cause or you want to be the effect? No, I want to be the cause. Okay, so I try to cheer everybody around me and do not allow me to be the effect of others.
Oh, I love that. I love it. Be the cause, not the effect. That's so great. I'm learning all these like great motivational quotes from you. I love them. Now for you, especially talking about being the cause of someone's smile and motivating and social media too, you have over 1 million followers. Do you feel like you have a responsibility to be a good role model for your followers, to talk about, important subjects like mental health and be positive? Do you take that pretty seriously?
Yeah, well, actually, my website is I'm doing all the refreshing of image of my website, but this is something that I feel passionate about it. I'm started writing my first book. So awesome. By the end of this year, I'm going to share that with my community. But the most important that I want to like rescue from this is like, yes, I do have over 1 million people, but not that million is not an entire community. My community are those who share, because there's so many people that follow me, maybe because of my looks, or maybe because of my lifestyle, because they love my traveling, or because they love the beauty pageant part of me. But that community that share my story and they feel connected with my ideas, that's the people that I want to like talk to. Yeah. So I feel responsible, of course, in any area of my image as a public figure, to give a role model. I forgot the word. To give the best, to be a good role model example for them. But on the other hand, I feel that I have the responsibility to show myself to that community that actually value authenticity, that value my relationship with my husband, my face when I wake up with no makeup. Yep. And yes, I do feel a responsibility, but I also feel that is a blessing, because you can impact so many lives, and you don't have to try too hard. You have to be yourself and find that community that value that.
And I love to, I read up a little bit on some of your platforms. I know you're very passionate, especially about teen pregnancy and child trafficking. So can you talk to me a little bit more about why you're passionate about these things and how you're helping make the world a better place through your platforms?
Yes. Well, actually, during my entire year as Miss Universe, they usually tell you what you want to do with your reign. You want to become an artist, you want to become an actress, musician. And it was like, no, I want to give back. I want my reign to become an amazing opportunity to give back, to know more about cultures, to share about our beliefs. So in each country that I visit, I usually visit a charity organization, a church, because I like to know more about this, what they're important to them. And I did it during my reign. And at the end, I get back to Venezuela and I created a a communication campaign with my Miss Venezuela team, focused on teen pregnancy prevention.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time in 2015, it was a big, big, big issue in Venezuela. We were leading one of the first three countries in Latin America with the highest rate of teen pregnancy.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my dreams was to study medicine, and I did it.
Uh-huh.
So one of my uncles, he's obstetrician, and I usually go to the hospital and visit him, and see the girls like 12 years old, like with the belly. And I was like, wow, why? Mm-hmm. Why did I have a different opportunity? Why did I have a different future? And why they cannot? Mm-hmm. So I commit myself to give back to my people, to my community. Mm-hmm. I create my fund, Universal Blessings, and I now have more than 12 schools in Venezuela that are receiving a learning and education program in values, family values, and sexual and reproductive health care prevention. Mm-hmm. So to help them, to help my girls so they can have a dream to become a Miss Venezuela and Miss Universe, and to live their lives according to their age, because that's what I live. And that's what I want to share with other girls in my country. Sometimes opportunities are not knocking their doors. Mm-hmm. So being part of the mind changing of these girls and their family process for me is something that I value and I continue doing. Mm-hmm. Right now, I'm one of the speak persons for United Population Fund here in Venezuela. I'm working with a campaign domestic violence, mm-hmm. gender violence, actually. Mm-hmm. So I will continue raising my voice for those things that impact the life of especially women and girls here in Venezuela, but also around the world. So I think if we have a platform, a blessed platform, you have it, I have it. Mm-hmm. Anybody that can see this video have a voice. Yes. And social media is so powerful mm-hmm. that if you have a voice plus credibility, yep. plus the will, just do it. I mean, I think it is usually adding more value to your life to give others. So that's part of who I am.
Yes, and I love that. That's beautiful. And like you said, if you have a platform and you can reach people, and even if you can't, even if it's someone sitting at home watching this and they're like, well, I don't really have a platform, you can still do life-changing things just by yourself.
Yeah, I mean, if you can impact, if you can change the life at least of one person, mm-hmm. that's something incredibly amazing. Yeah. So when I say platform, it doesn't mean that you have 1 million of followers.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm talking about platform, about social media platform, Instagram, mm-hmm. Facebook, Twitter. You have a voice.
Yes.
And plus platform voice plus credibility that you gain that. It's mm-hmm. like the respect. You don't buy it on the store, the respect. You don't buy the credibility. You build it. Wow. So when you start sharing your truth, that's your credibility, because nobody can fight against your truth.
Yes.
You can help others just showing who you are and mm-hmm. sharing what makes you feel different, what helps you at some point. I think that will build a little bit that community that value your impact.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And one person can do amazing things, and just there's so much negativity in the world, and like we were just talking about, mean comments and discouragement. That's why I love putting positivity out. It's like your visualization exercise. If you think and you put good vibes out and you really look for the positive and you put it out there, it always comes back to you. And if you can give it to other people too, it's just even more meaningful as well. So I love that, and the platforms and the causes you're passionate about. So I'm so happy to see you doing things to change the world.
No, it is. I think we all have that opportunity. We just need to find the faith and the confidence that we all have a space in this world. We just need to start believing in ourselves, because if you do not believe in yourself, nobody else will do it.
Yeah.
So I think it's just taking the risk and mm-hmm. just go outside and do it.
Yep. And finding that confidence, whether it's, if you have to call your mom or talk to your husband or partner about it, or if it's seeing a therapist or getting professional help, that's why I went into the field. And I know you had just talked about that too. And it's really powerful. You can change your life. You can make your life better, leaning on people for support. And I like to say everyone can get to a place where they're happy with their life and where they're going and their future.
Yeah, and there is many people that thinks or believe that asking for help is bad.
Mm-hmm.
That you are not strong enough, that you are maybe vulnerable,
Yep.
that you don't need to ask for help, you can do it by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I always say to myself, I don't have all the answers.
Mm-hmm.
And if I want to have a different overview or different perspective of my projects, my goals, or even though a daily situation here with my husband or my family, I don't have all the truth,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm not the owner of the truth. And that, I mean, I can give you an advice, but
Mm-hmm.
that's from my own perspective.
Yeah.
So I usually say to my community, ask for help. That doesn't change that you don't have the talent, the intelligence, the value, or the strength to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
But that will give you that will develop the skills, maybe, or that will give you, or maybe that will add new ideas to your mind that will help you to even go faster, go stronger.
Mm-hmm.
So I trust in the support of others. I think it's fundamental for us to be successful even more quickly.
Yes. And I love it. That's what I say too. There's no shame in asking for help. A lot of times we feel like we have to do it all on our own, or I have to have all the answers, but that's too
Another year.
answers. Everyone needs help at some point in their life, and it's okay. And then you get the help, and then you move on, and then you start building and living the life that you've always wanted. And yeah, I love that. I'm very passionate about ask for help in whatever you need. It's okay.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean that you're crazy, because
Nope.
some people say, I'm not crazy, I don't need it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, we all have a crazy side, and that's good. You need to be a little bit crazy to enjoy life. But I really support it, because in my case, have somebody that give me different advices. It changed my life and changed the way that I see life today.
Yeah, beautiful. Now, as we wrap up, I've loved talking to you. I wish we could talk for like 5 more hours. What was the best piece of advice anyone's ever given you, or your favorite quote that you'd like to share with those who are listening?
Well, I lead a movement called Choose You.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually is a conference that I give, where I motivate people to choose themselves before others. Oh. And I have a manifesto, but my favorite part of my manifesto is believe in yourself. I think the most powerful advice that I received from somebody else, and even from my younger me, from my older me, I don't know from where it comes, is believe in yourself. Because we need to start comparing ourselves with others. We need to start pretending that we are others just to gain spaces and gain recognition. We need to start admiring others. To start get the inspiration of others, but believing in what make us different. We need to start believing in ourselves, in our authenticity, and what make us different. And I think it's the most powerful tool that somebody have right now, especially in social media, is be unique. When you are unique and when you believe in yourself, oh my God, the sky is the limit. So believe in yourself, because if you don't do it, nobody else will do it for you.
Yeah, so important. Get that confidence from within and choose you. I love that campaign. I choose you. It relates to the being okay with saying no to people and putting yourself first, and that inner confidence. You have to choose yourself, because at the end of the day, it's just you and what's between your two shoulders. So I love that campaign. That's beautiful.
Thank you. I hope I can share it with more people.
Yes, I hope that goes viral and we get the whole world on that movement. That's a beautiful thing. Now, if people want to hear more about you, can you share where they can find you at?
Yes, for sure. You can find me through my social media. Instagram is at Gabriela Isler, even though if the pronunciation is Isler, it's ISLER in Instagram. On Twitter, Molly _Isler. That's my nickname. People who love me call me Molly.
Ah,
And hopefully soon at the end of this week, on my bio, you will see the link of my website, which is gabrielaisler.com, and I will share all my new projects, my blog, and a little pieces of my book and the content that I'm working in right now. But
excellent.
yeah, I'm here sometimes. I have too much work and you don't see me for a week. I'm sorry, but this is life.
It is real
But
world.
yeah, it was a pleasure, Kelly.
Yes,
I love to speak with you.
absolutely. Thank you so much.